Hey everyone, Mermaid Kelly here, and today I'm going to answer some common questions that mermaids get. I reached out to a bunch of different mermaids, so thank all of you for helping me put together this list of questions. What exactly is mermaiding? Well, to me, mermaiding is just putting on a tail and having fun. So you can go mermaiding like going swimming in a pool, you can go mermaiding by just posing on some rocks, getting a photo shoot. So mermaiding is really just the verb of being a mermaid. Do you have to swim? Preferably, yes, but there are land-based mermaids, so you can still be a mermaid without having to swim. How expensive are the tails? Well, tails can range anywhere from around $100 to $3,000 plus, depending on the supplies and the materials used and the paint and the accessories and all of that put together. A fabric tail is around $100 to $200 depending on the tail and who you get it from. Neoprene tails can range anywhere from $400 to about $800. This one's a silicone neoprene hybrid, so this one was about $600. And then you have full silicone, which is about $3,000 plus. Sometimes you can buy them cheaper for that if you get them used. However, a brand new tail usually starts around $3,000. Is mermaiding dangerous? In over 100 years of mermaiding, nobody has ever reported an injury or being killed from mermaiding. Can you swim in the ocean with it? Yes, plenty of mermaids do swim in the ocean along with other great creatures, including sharks. What if you get bitten? There's no reports of any mermaid ever being bitten or eaten by any kind of ocean creature. Can men do it? Yes. Male mermaids are called mermen, and there's actually quite a few of them. How do you swim with that thing? Well, swimming with the mermaid tail usually requires a dolphin kick, which is more of this kind of motion. It's a really good abdominal core workout. And so a lot of people actually use mermaiding as a workout. Can you walk with the mermaid tail on? Unless you're just wearing a skirt that looks like a mermaid tail, no. All mermaid tails are completely one thing, you just pull it up. Or sometimes it'll have a zipper that you can zip up, but you really just slide in and you're stuck there. There's no places to put, there's no holes you can stick your feet through to walk. There's none of that. It's just one big tail. Do you live in the ocean? Yes. Do you eat fish? Well, I personally don't, because I never liked seafood, and now I'm a vegetarian, so I don't eat any kind of meat. But plenty of other merfolk in the mermaid community does eat fish. What's a mermaid community? The mermaid community is similar to a cosplay community or a gaming community where a bunch of people who have the similar interest in mermaiding come together as a community. There's plenty of Facebook pages. There's a site called Mer Network. There are conventions to go to. There are gatherings that you can attend. The mermaid community is just a community where a bunch of people who love mermaids and love being a mermaid or merman come together as one big community. We typically interact with each other a lot of times because we're so spread out is online, and we help each other out, we give each other advice, and we're really supportive of one another. Is there a website for mermaids? Yes, a lot of mermaids have their own websites that you can visit. And there's another website called Mer Network where you can go on, and it's like a forum, and there's a lot of information about tail makers, how to make a tail, the mermaid community, getting booked, just a bunch of different mermaid useful information where you can go and discuss and read and learn about the merfolk and the merfolk community. What do you do if you have to pee? Well, that depends on where I'm at. If I'm in the water, well, you gotta pee, you gotta pee. I'm kidding, but no, usually we will pee before we get in our tails, and then we'll stay in our tails for so long, and then when we take a break, we'll get out of the tail, go pee, grab something to eat, come back, and then if we are at a gig or something, we'll get back into our tails. But usually we just hold it. Why does this tail feel like rubber? Usually the type of tails that feel like rubber are made of silicone or latex, and really it's just the supplies used to make the tail. It's what the tail is made out of. How long can you hold your breath? I personally have never clocked how long I can hold my breath, so I don't have an accurate number, but most merfolk can hold their breath anywhere from 20-30 seconds to even 5 minutes. Can you swim fast with that thing on? For me, yes, I swim a lot faster with the tail on. Now if I go swimming without the tail, I feel naked and my legs flail everywhere and I don't know what I'm doing, and it's a lot more difficult for me because I've been a mermaid for so long. Mermaid tails also have a monofin, which is used for freedivers to help propel themselves through the water. So we do have monofins built into all tails, which help us swim. Do you swim better with it on? For me, yes. Some people, it's a lot more difficult. Sometimes it takes longer to learn. For some of us, it came naturally. It just depends on you and your skill level and your capabilities and how strong of a swimmer you are already. Does that thing get hot? Well, if it's summer, yeah, sometimes my legs will sweat in the tail if I'm on land, and it's kind of annoying sometimes, but it's a little uncomfortable, but it's not anything that'll harm me. It doesn't hurt or anything. It's not like extremely burning my skin hot. It's okay. I'm not too hot with the tail on. I also usually only have on like a mermaid bra, so it's like wearing a swimsuit top. And in the winter time, I get asked, "Are you cold?" Yeah, probably. If it's winter time, I know it's Florida, and for us it's like 60-50 in the winter. Sometimes it'll get down to 40, 30s at night, but it's really not too cold here. But I still get cold, so yeah, I'm probably cold. For other merfolk, it depends on them and how cold they get and what temperatures, but yeah, we get cold and hot. Temperatures affect us just like you. So do you practice in a pool? Well, I personally don't, because I have access to a lot of freshwater springs living in Florida, but a lot of other merfolk do practice in swimming pools. How do you get around on land? A lot of times we will have like a mertender to carry us around and help us out when we're on land, or we have like a cart or a buggy or something to help pull us. What's a mertender? Well, a mertender, which is also called a mer wrangler or a mersistant, is a helper to the mermaid. So if a mermaid is on land, the mertender would be the person to help move them, help adjust the fluke, help take pictures, help talk to people, give out cards. The mertender is kind of like their legs. So they can't get up, the mermaid can't get up and walk over to a table to get a drink. So the mertender would go grab a drink, come back. Are you a real mermaid? Yes. Who made your tail? Well, both of my tails are made by Mer Tailor. There are a lot of different tail makers. There's Mer Nation, Mermaid Carriel, Finfolk. There was Merbella, but she is taking a break from new clients and only doing returning clients. There are some that make only fabric tails like FinFun or Magic Tail. There's just a bunch of different tail makers, and if you go to the Mer Network website that I mentioned earlier, you can check out all of the tail makers. How do you breathe underwater? I don't. How do mermaids use the bathroom? Well, have you ever seen a fish use the bathroom? It's probably similar to that. Will the mermaids dominate the human race eventually? Probably. Speaking of, someone should make that into like a sci-fi movie. Can you see underwater? When you open your eyes underwater, it's really blurry, so you can't see well, but you can see big figures. It's basically like when you need glasses, but you don't have any. So it's just really blurry. You can see figures, you can see like things, you can grab it, you can know where you're at, you can see things coming at you, you can see other creatures, but you can't see like crystal clear, no matter how clear the water is. If you're a real mermaid, why do you wear goggles? Well, goggles are the glasses for mermaids. How do you open your eyes underwater? Doesn't that hurt? For me, swimming in fresh water, no, not at all. As for salt water, when you open your eyes, it doesn't feel any different than a pool or fresh water. It's just opening your eyes underwater. It only stings when you come up and the wind is hitting your eyes with the salt all over your face. It's like when you get splashed by a wave and you have all the extra salt on your, like around your eyes, and then the wind hits it and it burns. That's the only thing that hurts. And it's not that bad at all. How do mermaids reproduce? Like fish. We spawn. This last one really isn't a question as much as I see it commented at least 5 times under every single mermaid video on Facebook. Mermaids don't wear bras. Well, I'm sorry to disappoint you, sir, but this mermaid does. And when we're out in public and you decide to come up and say that we don't wear bras, well, I'm sorry to disappoint you, sir, but this one does. And when you come up to me in a public setting and you decide to say that mermaids don't wear bras, I will fin slap you so hard. Because you're implying that you just want to see my breasts, because you're an adult, you're a full-grown middle-aged man. You can tell that I am a performer. So please just don't come up to me as saying that you want to see my breasts because mermaids don't wear bras. That's creepy, rude, and incredibly disrespectful, and a lot of times there are children around, and don't be a perv, especially when children are around. Just don't do that. Why do you do that? Like, oh, hey, I see a pretty girl who looks like a mermaid, but she's wearing a bra. Mermaids don't wear bras. You know, according to mythology, mermaids don't wear bras. Well, according to mythology, mermaids eat men. So watch out, because I will fin slap you so hard. For kids, I will be Ariel. I will be the Little Mermaid, happy-go-lucky. For men who decide to be pervs and creep on me, I will turn into a bloodthirsty siren of the depths. Don't try me. It's just really disrespectful to go up to a performer and tell them that they don't wear a certain article of clothing because you want to be a creep and look at their breasts or private areas that they obviously don't want you to see. And they would probably be arrested if they did show you that right there in that public setting. So please just do us all a favor and learn to be respectful. Thank you. Well, those were some questions that I get from adults all the time. And now I'm going to answer some questions that I get from kids. Where do you live? In the ocean. Why do you have a tail? Well, why do you have legs? Where did you get your tail? I grew it. What do you eat? I usually eat seaweed and kelp. They're really yummy. Do you eat fish? I don't, but some mermaids do. Do you eat sushi? Where do you sleep? Well, usually mermaids will make these little beds out of the kelp forest, just like sea otters, and then we'll sleep on top of that. And then some mermaids, if they can't make a bed out of kelp, they'll go and sleep on some rocks. How do you use the bathroom? Like a fish. Have you ever seen a fish use the bathroom? Where do you use the bathroom at? In the water. How do you breathe underwater? Mermaids are part human, so we actually breathe the air and we can just hold our breath for a really long time. How long can you hold your breath? I can hold mine for a few minutes, but I've heard some can hold it over 5 minutes. How do you have babies? You lay eggs just like fish do. Where did you get that from? And usually they point to like a necklace or a hair accessory or a bracelet or my mermaid bra or whatever. I found it. Or sometimes another mermaid friend made it for me. Isn't that so cool? Where did they get the stuff to make it? They found it in the ocean. Alright, that is it for you guys. So if you have any more questions that I did not cover in this video, go ahead and comment down below and I'll reply back answering any questions you have. These were just some really frequently asked questions that I get from adults and kids, and a lot of other merfolk get these same questions. If you enjoyed this video, go ahead and hit that like button. Give it a good thumbs up so that way I know you want more. Next year, I'm going to try and make more frequent videos. I'm going to go swimming more. I'm going to interview more mermaids. I'm going to try and make skits. I'm going to just do a bunch of different things. So make sure you are subscribed to my channel. And thank you for watching. Mermaid kisses and starfish wishes.